Imagine not being held back by other people. Imagine being able to do whatever you wanted to do. Not giving into pleasures and desires and all this kind of stuff, but just doing the thing that you want to do. Being yourself, your authentic self, without letting all these other people affect you. That sounds great to me personally. I'd love to live in a such reality. And for long, that was very much distant. I couldn't see it happening because I constantly thought about what other people thought of me. Or rather, not what they thought of me, but what I thought that they might think of me. So it's even worse. I mean, it's even it's even further removed from what they actually think, which I cannot know about, right? Even if they told me, I couldn't trust that they're telling me what they're thinking about me, right? So it's a very difficult situation that all these people judging you all the time, stopping you from just being yourself. We tend to have this kind of like view of ourselves. At least I've had this view I've had this view for many years where I perceive others to be of higher value than me in some sense. That when I'm discussing any topic with anyone, I tend to think that his opinion is worth more than mine. That he surely knows better than I do. Or that people just know better, know more than I do in any topic. So naturally, if they know more, then they are more. And so that's why I have had this view where other people, I put other people on a pedestal, like every other person that has existed on a pedestal. And I'm not on a pedestal, so I'm lower than them. And so it has become very difficult to be around people because I've constantly been afraid of being judged. Because hey, I'm lower than them, right? It makes sense. But recently, or not recently, I've been over a longer period of time actually. Over the past year, I think, I've been thinking about this thing that, yeah, it really doesn't matter what other people think of you. And yeah, like sure, you can say this, you can always say this, but how can it help us? You need some kind of method, some kind of proof to why you shouldn't listen and care about what other people think, right? And I realized this, that hey, when I look at individuals one by one, for example, I'm a university student, so I go to university, I go to lectures, there are lots of people there. We're 250 people right now in my current class, and I believe like 100 of them, if not more, are going to the lectures each day. So I do run into a lot of people. I do see a lot of people each day, and so a lot of people that could judge me, a lot of people that I have put on a pedestal, if you will. And like in the masses, they are scary. That 250 people all judging me. And this was especially the case a few months back. I was late for my class. And the lecture hall had been filled like to the brim with people. Like every single seat inside the lecture hall had been taken to the point where I had to sit like at the stairs. There wasn't even a single chair left for me. So naturally, as I came in there, everyone's attention, or at least so I perceived, came my way. Very scary. But like I said, I found that if you look at each and every one of these individuals, you look at their life, there's really nothing to be scared of. And this was a revolutionizing thought when I came to realize this. That if I look at this one person, for example, okay, so he goes out, and by the way, this is not judging people. This is not saying that they're living a life that's worse than the one I'm living. We all have our different priorities. Like I may not drink, for example, because I prioritize a long life and being healthy longer. And other people may prioritize having fun in a moment because you cannot know what the future is going to be like. There's different perspectives. Different views. Like I think I'm right, but that gives me no right to tell other people that they are wrong because I cannot know that. What a disclaimer! I hate doing this stuff. But anyway, when looking at each individual, each individual. Let's take a dude from the class. Okay, so he goes out partying, drinking each weekend, and he's knocked out the day after. And that's the guy that I'm afraid of. You see, like somebody who doesn't drink, it's just, I don't know, I can't help it, but it's slightly pathetic. It's kind of like my view. Like, why would I put this guy on a pedestal? Like at most, he's on the same level as I. And we take another one. Okay, so he's playing video games 2 hours per day. Why am I afraid of this guy? You see what I'm doing here? I'm taking each person. I'm seeing that. Not that I'm better than them, okay? Don't get me wrong on this point. But that they're as much human as I am. I have my struggles. I have my shortcomings that I'm very aware of. But we tend to look at people, especially people we don't know, which are majority of people, and we tend to not view their weaknesses. And I personally tend to downplay the weaknesses of others and strengthen their strengths. But what I see when I look at these people, these individuals, that they're as human as I am. They do stuff that aren't that good for them, and so I cannot put them above me. I just can't. Like somebody that goes out, drinks each weekend, that wastes, I don't know, hundreds of, let's say, dollars. Let's keep a common currency here. Hundreds of dollars per weekend. It's like, what? That's unthinkable to me. So I cannot think of this guy as being more than me. And I can keep on going through each and every single one of those 250 people and come to the conclusion, as I also weigh in my weaknesses, right? That no, they're not superior. They're not worthy of looking down at me. We're at the same level. We have our battles that we're going through, and they have as many faults as I have. Or at least that's kind of like the mean. They have the same faults as I do. And when I realized this, that it just broke. I couldn't be so scared anymore, because I knew that behind each individual, no matter how scary he looked, like how professional, perfectly combed hair or whatever, I knew that behind that facade was a person that was as human as I am, with weaknesses that are pretty significant. So hopefully at least giving you something to think about. Okay, that's what I'm aiming to do. This is not just a practical, like, do these 5 steps to, I don't know, make 10K a month, whatever people do. This is more like, food for thought. We kind of think together here, okay? So if you have any comments on this, I mean, leave them down below. And this was an evening for me. So I'm gonna go and have a good night of sleep, hopefully get those 8 hours, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Good night.